What up, guys? We're back at it again. Got another video with the bagger. Canada Day long weekend here. Let's get it. Honestly, I'm loving this bagger build compared to the Dyna. It's way more comfortable of a setup for us taller dudes. If you're over 6 foot, this is the bike for you. I'm starting to get the hang of the wheelies on this thing at balance point, but going past balance point is still a little weird for me, so might have to practice on the Dyna some more. We'll see. But overall, this bike's just so much more comfortable for me. Like the rear brake doesn't even feel weird anymore with the new setup. Honestly, the way I have the bike set up too has made it so much easier to wheelie compared to how I had it set up last season. And I think it's honestly dialed now. Like I'm obviously still going to make some changes to it in the future, but nothing major. Everything I wanted to do was pretty much already done, so now it's just going to be fine tuning little stuff, but she feels pretty good. Are a lot more comfortable on this than it is on the Dyna. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, honestly. Like, this thing just drifts way better, spins way better than the Dyna. I don't know if that's because of the rake angle on the forks. I think it's slightly different. I think on Dynas it's a little bit more vertical versus on baggers it's like a little bit more outwards. First I thought the whole forward control thing was going to be weird, but honestly it's just like I think mid controls feel weird now on this, because it really just depends on your stature, you know what I mean? Like if you're tall, you're going to do better with forwards and like baggers. If you're shorter, you're probably going to do better with mid controls, right? So it's kind of just like whatever floats your boat, really. The Larry's down now. Still trying to figure that out. But on this bike, it's 110% easier than a Dyna. I don't care what anybody says. Like I can spin way more easier on this bike than the Dyna, and I just like I just, you know, that's just my conclusion. Everybody's different though, you know. Of course, now that I'm fucking talking shit, I ain't doing it. Yo, I swear, off camera I'll do the dopest shit, and then on camera I try to film, nothing happens. this thing definitely feels nice, honestly. I couldn't be more happier with this build. I get the donuts going, but as soon as I try to add more throttle, it wants to slip out on me, so I'm trying to figure out the way. It's weird, I can donut better to the right than I can to the left. Usually everybody learns to the left first, but for me it's to the right. I don't know how to explain it, it's just how she goes, I guess. So, doing knee knockers on this thing is definitely fucking weird. If you're shorter, you can see through the fairing. Because I'm a tall dude, the fairing's right in my fucking face, so. As you can see right here, I can't even see where the fuck I'm going. So, honestly, I usually just stick to sit down wheelies and fucking stand up wheelies on this thing, because it's just sketchy doing the other one. I really gotta learn to drop this thing back though. Still chasing them out a little bit on the sit down wheelies. I just gotta stop being a bitch and drop it back, but it's been the story of my life for like the last 2 seasons now, so hopefully one day we'll get it. I might just have to get a fucking pit bike or something and get over my fear. Floorboards are pretty ace too. Corey's Custom Cycles, go get your thrash and supply shit. Anything you need for your bike, Corey's Custom Cycles. I'm back at construction now, but after this season of construction is done, I'll be going back to work in the bike shop hopefully, because I don't know, that's my actual passion, that's what I like to do. I would do it full time, but life has me doing other things right now, so I kind of have to do that instead of what I actually want to do, but it's complicated situation, but we're just trying to get ahead right now. I'm blessed so that I can do both. Work construction in the summertime, which makes really, really good money, and then you know, do the bike shop thing in the wintertime, which also is really good money. And you know, I'm blessed to get hooked up big time by my boss there, Corey. Like, honestly, the dude's pretty solid and he gives me sick deals on stuff, so I can't really complain too much with what I got there. You know, I can't really complain at all, honestly. Got nothing bad to say about the shop. Like, I've been learning a lot working on my bike there and working on other people's bikes. And yeah, so that's the plan. We're gonna do that. Kind of flip-flop between the two until one day when I get sick of construction, probably just go over to being a motorcycle mechanic full time. But yeah, we got this bike built, and I love it, honestly. It's a little rough around the edges because a lot of second-hand, and a lot of that rough around the edges stuff was from the other owner, but we're slowly trying to make it mint. You know, we did, like I said, 95% of everything that I wanted to do to it. Now it's just fine-tuning shit over the years. Still debating on what to do with the Dyna, whether I want to build it in a couple years or not. But I definitely don't want to sell it because it's my first bike. And unless something catastrophic is happening in my life, I don't think I'll sell it. Or like if I, you know, need money for a down payment on a house or something like that, that's probably the only time I'll really be okay with letting go, something like that. No matter what, I'll always try to keep one bike. I definitely need this shit to stay alive. As much as riding bikes are dangerous, this keeps me sane, and I gotta, what's this guy saying? I gotta keep riding bikes in my life to be happy, honestly. Like, that's, some people will probably listen to that and be like, dude, you're fucked, like, who gives a fuck? But honestly, I love riding bikes, and I'm gonna continue to ride bikes for as long as I can, because this shit is like my hobby, you know what I mean? This is like literally what I need to stay sane every day, you know? And I think there's worse things in life you could have, you know, there's worse hobbies that you could have in life to stay sane, and this is my poison, so that's how I'm sticking with it, or that's what I'm sticking with, per se. But yeah, overall this bike, honestly, it's just, it feels way better than the Dyna. And I think obviously it's just because of how I have it set up, and it's just a way more comfortable bike for taller guys. Like I said, if you're over the 6 foot mark, these bikes are definitely going to feel so much more comfortable for you, like it does for me. Like I said, I still love riding my Dyna, and like, you know, I'll ride it whenever I can, whenever this bike goes down, or whenever I just feel like riding it. But with the mid controls on that, definitely feels way too cramped for me. Like, my, you know, it's obviously mid controls are better for stunts, I'm not gonna lie. Mid controls are where it's at. You have more control with how the bike is placed under you and whatnot. It's more comfortable for a lot of people. But honestly, for me, being taller, after riding this bike, I would honestly say it's the opposite for me. This bike is way more comfortable for me now. You know, once you do like the adjustable brake arm and stuff like that, it really changes the feel of the bike. I gotta do something about these, because every time I'm doing wheelies they pop down. I wonder if the other one, nope, that one's still up. But these things like to pop down on me, so I might get the thrashing ones of those too. It'll save some weight because those are pretty heavy. But yeah, anyways, got sidetracked. But yeah, so definitely taller dude, this is the bike to go with. Super comfortable, super dope. Like I said, when you're doing donuts and stuff like that, it feels like these bikes just spin way better, just because I think of the fork angle. And I think that maybe the 21 on the front has something to do with it. I don't know. If you have any ideas on why it might handle better in drifts and donuts, then, you know, feel free to school me on your advice. But yeah, like my Dyna, trying to donut that thing feels less stable compared to this. This thing just feels like it just locks into donuts perfectly once you get in that sweet spot. And like I said, I just got to learn Larry's and whatnot, and we'll be Gucci. But seems to be holding up, everything's good. Like I said, I got to drop it, learn how to drop it back though, so it's a lot lighter on the fairing, a lot easier on the fairing when it's coming down, because I'm not trying to mess that up. These things are hard to find these days. Sprocket bolts still look good, still holding on in there. I Loctite the fuck out of those things and torqued them to like 70 foot-pounds. I think it was only supposed to be like 60 or 65, but I went 70. I was like, fuck it, if it spins out, it spins out. So yeah, we'll get some more of a session going on here. love me a ThunderMax. ThunderMax sounds dope, especially when you hit that limiter. I'm still trying to get it. I don't know what it is. Also, I noticed when this bike was carb, it felt like it hit the limiter way quicker than it did on ThunderMax, because I had them both set. When I had it on my Dyna or my Daytona Twin Tech, I had it set at 5700, and that thing would ring off the limiter every time I exited a donut or whatever. The ThunderMax seems to be like a little longer. I don't know how to explain it, but I have ThunderMax set at 5700 as well, and it feels like it doesn't hit it or doesn't bang off of it as much. Like I have to really be on it for it to bang off of it. I will say though, like as much as I love ThunderMax, the carb limiter is so dope. It fucking sounds like a machine gun. I don't know, like it just sounds dope. I love the way carb limiter is straight up. I will say that, even though I'm an EFI boy, I do miss the carb limiter. Carb limiter is sick. But I mean, you know, can't have it all, right? I guess that's the old saying. Can't have it all. Maybe. I hope this spot doesn't ever get burned, honestly. This is like the last lot I have. So I can hold the bike in balance point pretty decently, but I gotta drop it back, honestly. Fuck, I just came back from up north with my girl. Absolutely got mangled by mosquitoes this weekend. Mangled. Those fuckers were hungry up there. But yeah, I'm trying to get a nice decent session before we gotta go back to the torture tomorrow, aka work. Which, I mean, nobody wants to do, but we all need money, so gotta do it. Guess I just gotta find something I like to do, you know? It's easier said than done. Sometimes I'll do a donut and then it turns into a drift. Sometimes I'll do a drift and then it turns into a donut, you know, like just whatever way the cookie crumbles, I guess. This used to be the OG lot over here, but it's all fenced up now. So now I'm using like the other areas of this place that isn't fenced up. I just hope they don't fucking fence the whole